All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give another little story time. So this story time will be this is gonna be the first time I had a spiritual experience, like with another um, individual, right? So you can see things all you want to um, on your own, then whether or not somebody believes you or is a different thing. But when you are actually with another individual, something happens and it's mutual type deal. That's a different story, right? So it's one of those type stories. So now this is actually the first time I've ever experienced anything remotely close to this, right? But my curiosity is what um, basically allowed everything to happen, right? So um, this is when I was seeing someone, right? And um, I've mentioned that a couple times. I don't know what it was. Well, like I said, I do. It was um, an opportunist, I would say. So, and so this how can I explain this? All right, so this was basically I was my second. That was my second time doing mushrooms, right? So, and I happened to do it with this individual I was seeing, right? This was like very, 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 very early, because I met her at we were taking the same class together, right? So this was very early in us seeing each other, and so this was the second time I actually took mushrooms. Now she had already been on her spiritual journey for a couple years longer than I had, and like I was. This was like maybe I was what a year into it, a good year into it, something like that, maybe year and a half, something like that, maybe. Um, and so she had been on it a couple years, so I was giving her a lot more respect. And then I'm like, okay, well, she knows a lot more about this than I do, whatever the case may be, right? Now, by this time, I had already, if you haven't, I definitely suggest reading Autobiography of a Yogi, right? So, and when I read this book, it was just telling me a bunch of things. Like I've never experienced any of the stuff like that, like you read in this book. And so my mind was open. My mind has always been open, so I'm not closed off to what is and isn't possible, right? So let's get into it. So basically, like I said, I already had my little mystical experiences on the mushroom. I already had my little journey, so we'd already did our little thing, and had a nice little journey, right? So March was coming down off the journey, so we're eating some fresh fruit and this, that, and the other coming down off the journey, right? And it was a nice cool night. So, and I love the night sky. So I walked out on the balcony, right, to go look at the sky. Now, like I said, I'm still coming down off of this off the mushrooms. So as I'm looking up at the sky, um, all of a sudden it's like a red dot appears on one of the stars, and then that dot went to the next star, and then to the next star, and then to the next star, and it just started connecting. Every star started connecting in the sky. So I'm like, okay, so what I got from that is like, damn, okay, everything is connected, right? So I'm like, okay, man, this is cool, right? So because it just started showing me things, right? And then all of a sudden she walks out on the balcony, so that like interrupts all that that's going on, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So um, I tell her about what was going on, whatever the case may be. And then we start talking, and I'm leaning up against like it's a railing, like not it's not like a column. So it's a column like right behind me. So I'm standing up against this column, just vibing, feeling good, right? So I'm just literally filling up. I'm just leaned up against this column, feeling good, and um, and my eyes are closed, right? So I'm just chilling, my eyes are closed, and all of a sudden I can feel something like trying to get in my energetic field, like right. So like I said, I'm just starting to understand energy and this, that, and the other. So I'm like, what the hell is that? So it's just like right up here, I can feel it. It's like just trying to get into my energy, and I'm just like, what is? I'm like, what the hell is that? So I'm looking, I'm like, huh? So by the third time, because it's like this thing is persistent, right? So I look down at her. She's on all fours, right? So her palms are on concrete and on her knees and her head, and she was just doing like this, like, and I'm like, oh, that's her. And I didn't even say anything, and my curiosity got the best of me, so I just leaned back. I was like, all right, let me see. So I let whatever she was trying to do happen, right? And all that, the only way I can describe it is it felt like something, like a hand came through my head, like straight down. It came down to my right here, grabbed and pulled straight out. And then it felt like, what it felt like it pulled out was like, if I could describe it, like a handful of newspaper. That's the only thing I can describe it as. I don't know. I still don't know what it is, or what happened. Knowing what I know now, would I allow that? No, absolutely not. Because I know her character now. So be careful of allowing people into your energy, number one. But number two, definitely that should have been a red flag, a huge red flag, actually. Anybody who doing anything spiritually inside of your energy without your permission is not for you. So no, and I even said something to that. I was like, if you are able to do that, I was like, why not tell me, warn me, or ask my permission before you? I was like, and then she was like, well, people usually freak people out. I'm like, you don't think just doing it without people permission that freaks them out? But which she'd have never would even gotten in if I wouldn't have let her. But I wonder if she thought she gained access on her own, which made me believe. I wonder if she's used to gaining access that way, and it's just a lot of things popped in my head. But that was a huge wake-up call, I will say, definitely, to what we are capable of, because she was well aware of that energy working through her. Now, what went down, I don't know. Did it prevent me from getting to where I'm at right now? No. Was she for me? No. So I don't put energy into what I can't control. So I don't know what that was about. So I just take it as a lesson, and I learn from it, and I grow. So that's why I'm here sharing all of these lessons, so you can hear them and you can grow and learn from them as well. So, but that was definitely my intro to what was to come. So that was my first interaction, I will say. But there were more. So I'm gonna leave that one there. But that was, like I said, my first introduction to we are capable of more than what is said. So I'm gonna leave that there, and as always, if you can't think of this message, I actually just like, subscribe, and I will definitely check you in the next one.